Admiral Voss stared at the empty sector where Earth had been just days earlier. The holographic display showed nothing but void where the blue-green planet should have been orbiting its yellow star. "Run the scan again," he ordered, his three purple eyes narrowing in disbelief. Lieutenant Dex adjusted the controls, recalibrating the long-range sensors. "Same result, sir. Planet designation Sol 3, Earth, is no longer present in its orbital path." Voss slammed a clawed hand on the console. This was impossible. The galactic hegemony had conquered 10,000 worlds across 3 spiral arms. No species had successfully resisted their expansion in over 50 millennia. The humans were supposed to be primitive, barely capable of interplanetary travel, let alone whatever this was. "What about their colonies?" Voss demanded. "Mars Station, Luna Base, the Saturn Ring habitats, all gone, sir. Every human installation in the system has vanished. 3 standard weeks earlier, the hegemony's ultimatum had been delivered to Earth's governing bodies. Surrender 30% of all planetary resources annually as tribute or face immediate annihilation. It was the same demand presented to all species upon first contact. Most capitulated immediately. A few fought back and were promptly reduced to radioactive ash. None had ever simply disappeared. "The Emperor expects our report within the hour," First Officer Trell reminded him. "What shall we tell them?" Admiral Voss straightened his ceremonial uniform. "The truth. The humans have somehow developed technology beyond our understanding. They've relocated their entire planetary system, rather than submit to our demands." "Relocated? That's theoretically impossible, sir. The energy requirements alone." "And yet the evidence is before us, Trell. Alert all hegemony fleets. I want every ship searching for Earth." Captain James Miller smiled as he watched the crew celebrate on the bridge of the EDS Prometheus. Earth's first interstellar vessel wasn't much to look at from the outside, a cobbled-together collection of fusion drives, gravitational wave manipulators, and the experimental displacement engine. But it had worked. "Final status report," he asked his executive officer. Commander Anna Reynolds glanced at her tablet. "All ships accounted for. Earth's dimensional shift completed with 99.7% efficiency. Minor geological disturbances reported in the Pacific Basin, but nothing catastrophic. The Moon came through perfectly, as did all orbital platforms in Mars." Miller nodded. "And our new neighborhood. The star is stable, slightly older than Sol, but with comparable output. We're currently orbiting at the optimal distance for our biosphere. No intelligent life detected in this system or any neighboring ones within 50 light years." Earth had known about the hegemony for decades. Their robotic probes weren't nearly as stealthy as they believed, and humanity had intercepted and decoded their communications since the early 2080s. They had watched as the hegemony stripped world after world of resources, reducing once thriving civilizations to vassal states. Humanity had made a different choice. While publicly appearing to develop only modest spacefaring capabilities, Earth's united scientific community had secretly poured resources into 2 projects: the dimensional displacement technology and a comprehensive cloak for the entire solar system. "The displacement engine needs at least 5 years to recharge," Dr. Thomas said, joining them. The physicist looked exhausted but elated. "But the cloak is functioning perfectly. To any observer, this star system appears uninhabited." Miller considered this. "So we're hidden, and we've bought ourselves time. What's our next step?" Dr. Thomas smiled. "We reverse engineer everything we can from the hegemony tech we've gathered. Their ships rely on fairly primitive antimatter catalysts. With our understanding of dimensional physics, we can develop weapons and defenses they can't possibly counter." 2 years later, Admiral Voss found himself summoned to the Imperial Palace on Hegemony Prime. The search for Earth had become an embarrassment. Hundreds of ships had found no trace of the humans or their technology. "Admiral," the Emperor hissed, his scaled skin glinting under the throne room lights, "your failure displeases us." Voss prostrated himself. "Your Magnificence, we continue to search, but nothing. A primitive species does not simply vanish along with their entire planet. Find them." As Voss opened his mouth to respond, the palace alarms blared. The massive view screen on the far wall activated automatically, showing a small fleet of unfamiliar ships appearing directly above the capital. Unknown vessels breaching orbital defenses, guards shouted. The ships were unlike anything in the hegemony's records, sleek with no visible propulsion systems. They moved with impossible precision, bypassing the orbital defense grid as if it weren't there. The largest vessel broadcast on all frequencies, in perfect Imperial standard. Attention Galactic Hegemony. This is Captain James Miller of Earth's Defense Force. 2 years ago, you demanded tribute from our world. We declined. Today, we return with our answer. Admiral Voss watched in horror as the human ships fired weapons that seemed to fold space itself around the hegemony's prized dreadnoughts. Where mighty warships had been, empty void remained. We have removed your ability to threaten other worlds. Miller's transmission continued. Your remaining ships have been disabled. Your defense systems are under our control. The age of the hegemony's unchallenged expansion is over. The Emperor rose from his throne, rage and fear battling across his ancient face. This is impossible. No species can achieve such advancement in mere years. A holographic projection of Miller appeared before them. We didn't develop this technology in 2 years. We've been preparing for this encounter for decades. While you saw us as primitives barely worth noticing, we were studying you, learning your weaknesses. What do you want? The Emperor demanded. A new arrangement. The hegemony will release all subjugated worlds from tribute. A council of all species will be formed to govern galactic affairs, and Earth will ensure compliance. As the Emperor sputtered in outrage, Admiral Voss realized the fundamental error the hegemony had made. They had judged humanity's advancement by their visible technology, not by their potential. They had threatened a species that valued freedom above all else, giving them no option but to surpass their would-be conquerors. The humans hadn't just relocated their planet to escape. They had bought time to prepare for this moment. The tribute system ends today, Miller stated simply. Humanity suggests you adapt quickly. Across the galaxy, former vassal worlds received the same message. Earth had returned, and everything had changed.